Right, Mirna has been on the forefront covering the biker menace across India. Our in-depth coverage has forced states to admit their shortcomings and work towards strengthening the rules around two-wheeler menace. The deaths of popular 22-year-old biking YouTuber Agastya Chauhan has shocked not only his fans but also citizens. The phrase "speed thrills but kills" could not be more accurate. Let's tell you what happened. Let's put out the entire sequence of events for our viewers. Let's put that graphics out on the entire sequence of events. Agastya Chauhan was riding a Kawasaki Ninja bike with his friends on the expressway when his bike rammed into a divider. The camera installed near the spot of the incident is out of order, and due to which the speed at which Chauhan was going has not been confirmed yet, but it seems that he and one of his friends must have started a bike race from the Javar toll plaza leading to the accident. So we are putting out for you why you shouldn't be overspeeding. Look at this promising young man. He died on the spot with severe head injuries. Agastya, hailed from Dehradun, clearly lived dangerously. He was in fact one of the 12 bloggers identified by Dehradun traffic police for endangering public safety with their stunts. So he was booked under several sections of the MVA. But what is important here is that no one deserves this fate. One can only hope that lessons are learned from this episode, since Agastya had been booked under multiple sections of IPC and the Motor Vehicles Act earlier this year as well for performing dangerous stunts in the Dehradun roads. The learning should be that there are only so many chances that life can give you. One has to apply the brakes literally before it's too late. Unfortunately for Agastya, he didn't live long enough to come to that realization. But all the young adventurous bikers out there might like to draw valuable lessons from this. Ishika joining me from the spot of accident. Ishika, extremely tragic, 22-year-old young promising biker who was of course adventurous, but somehow the same adventurous spirit did not serve him right. Tell us where exactly are you at the moment, and show us around on what exactly happened.
Well, Afrida, I am right now present at the Yamuna Expressway, where in fact, we are in fact present at around 37 kilometers here at the Yamuna Expressway, and just 10 kilometers from here was where in fact the accident took place. Now let me show you that these are the visuals of the Yamuna Expressway, and in fact let me tell you that for the lighter vehicles the speed limit has been set at 100 km/h. But in fact Agastya, as you mentioned, who in fact claimed to be a professional biker on social media pages, he was present here as per the cops. What they say here, that he was in fact trying to speed his super bike to 300 km/h, and that is when in fact this accident took place, and in fact he died at the spot. Now let me also show you around the visuals here. Now you'll see on this very expressway they are present big signboards, many of which in fact also show the speed limit that has been established for the place, and also the warning signboards here you can clearly see where it is written over speeding will invite prosecution. And in fact even though these big boards are present, big boards like saying that everything is under CCTV surveillance, and yet such incident take place. Because remember, what happened with Agastya is not new. There have been many accidents that have been reported from Yamuna Expressway. The police, the traffic police, they say that they have been taking actions, they have been initiating drive, but what is the result so far? We have been seeing that number of accidents that take place from here. So definitely this also somewhere exposes that somewhere the police, the cops, they are unable to in fact implement all these rules on the ground, because of which these accidents only keep rising here. Over to you.
Thank you, Ishika. And even as you were speaking, we were showing the stunts. Some of these videos are from Agastya's handle. And, this is what young bikers are into. They never expect that something untoward will happen. Thanks, Ishika, for joining us. I'm going across now to the experts, to our panelists this evening. Anurag Kulshrestha, founder, president of TRAX TRAX Society of Road Safety. Ashish Kumar Jha, who's a professional stunt rider, also a freestyle athlete, is with us as well. Very good evening, gentlemen. Can we have our guests on the frame? I would like to know if we have the guests. Okay, we have Anurag Kulshrestha and Ashish Kumar Jha with us on the program. Can we have them in the frame, please? Because I can't see the panelists. Okay, let me begin with Ashish Kumar Jha. Ashish, would this be a big eye-opener for stunt riders? How far should one go? What is the limit? When should you stop? Are the young bikers missing that message, Ashish ji?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for inviting me. The thing is that these are not young stunt riders, as you call it. The thing is, being a professional stunt rider is something else, because we have been practicing for last 13, 14 years. We have been practicing doing all that stuff at an isolated place. We found a place for that. We know about the sport in particular, that this is a freestyle sport. This is being done at across 120 nations across the world. And this is actually a sport which is being done all across the world, actually. And we are competing for that. We are practicing for that. So this is something else. This is like road rage kind of thing. And this shouldn't happen on the public roads if you're overspeeding. First of all, there is a process when you call anybody a biker or a stunt rider. Basically, it's a process of becoming a freestyle athlete or a stunt rider. You go through rigorous training. You go through a lot of things, lot of tortures, lots of crashes, and many other things that you compromise for our kind of freestyle sport. That is what I understand. But the thing is that the kind of thing that current youth and the people are doing because of Instagram, because of Facebook, is something else, not stunt riding in particular. This is what I have to say.
Okay, so you're saying that this is a very specific sport, a specific trained skill, and one who does not have that kind of training, who does not have the years of experience behind them, should not be getting into
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Okay, valid point. Anurag Kulshrestha, one cannot stop the youthful energy, the young and the restless. They may not believe in going into the professional training and the rigors of it, but across the world, we know this. Young men are into adventure. They like to try challenging things. Can we create a space for that and yet ensure safety?
Yes, exactly, Afrida. You were well said by you. Number one, I just want to connect with Ashish. Number one, I have become basically the Federation of Motorsports of India member.
Okay.
So I know very well about this. And if Ashish is saying he is doing the practices at isolated roads or isolated places, that is, I think, very much incorrect, because every road is a public road. You are not getting permission from the police to perform the stunts or practicing on some roads. It is also illegal. Yes, in case of some practices, like whenever this FMSCI is doing organizing some functions, it is very well permitted after taking the permission from the police and other government authorities. And Afrida, one thing more is there. When we are saying rules are to be followed, I think we must correct it. Rule must be implemented by the police and the authority. I'm just saying about the expressway. It's a restricted entry for bikes on expressway. Every toll expressway we are having, whenever we are having this exit and entry, it's a toll booth, gates are there, restricted entry is there. So I think instead of booking that guy, along with this, beside this, we must book the toll authorities, how they have given the permission to enter this bike on expressway. So simultaneously, if that will be an example, and police must take the responsibility. Indirectly, they are unable to handle the toll booth guys. They're not reporting them. So first, book the expressway authority, this toll booth peoples.
Okay, that's important. You're saying, where is the law enforcement? Where is the vigilance? Where are the cops? If something is not monitored and if it is left free for all, there is every chance that people will venture into those areas knowing very well that no one is there to look at this entire stretch. maybe very early in the morning or late in the evenings, people take liberties. Ashish Jha, I would like you to first respond as well, that when you choose these isolated areas, as you're telling us about, where exactly are these areas? Are you very sure that no one else is endangered because it is public space after all?
When I started at first, I wasn't aware of this fact that doing this kind of stuff on public roads is not a valid thing. Okay, this is kind of illegal. When I found about it, then I actually found out a place which is a go down place, not a common public place. For doing stunts or stunt riding on public place, as Sir said, that it is quite illegal when you are performing this kind of activities. Anything except riding the motor vehicle or a two-wheeler on two wheels is illegal, kind of illegal when you do it on public roads. So that is what I came to know. And what I did was I found out a go down place, and we have been practicing there for around 13 years as of now, because it is year 2023. We have been practicing there since 2010. And apart from that, there is something else that I want to add up, which you also mentioned before, that there should be a particular place for motor sporting events and things like that, because our stunt riding communities are not. I'm not talking about these schools or riding out there on the public roads. I'm talking about the professional freestyle athletes who are there to compete, who are there to represent our nation in front of the whole world. We have been doing this for around 15 years, 16 years, past 15, 16 years, we have been doing this in a proper manner, not on the public roads. We've been performing shows. We have been competing in competitions, the national level competition. By that, I mean, there was an American Championship Series that came into India. I competed in BIC, Buddha International Circuit, and I positioned 13 in the year 2015. So that is what my current rank is in our country. So people need to understand this, that stunt riding and stunt particular are two different things.
Okay, this is important, but Ashish, you know what? This is just my observation. When a youngster sees you, you are a professional stunt rider. Absolutely. When they see you, they want to emulate you. That is the thing about these kind of stunts, And yes, and that is why perhaps you are a professional stunt rider. You're telling us that you want to take the country's name forward in this particular sport. But the youngsters out there who imitate, that's why we often find, whenever there are action sequences, we find that disclaimer that this is not to be tried at home. But, now with the proliferation of social media, with the videos going viral, those disclaimers firstly never surface and no one notices it. It doesn't register. And one ends up paying with a precious life. Anurag Kulshrestha, two-wheelers, if we broaden our perspective now, are a reality in this country. It's the common man's mode of transport. We do not have separate lanes for them. Look at the delivery boys who do those killing hours, often enough in very, very difficult weather conditions. Rules are broken by them with impunity. Each alarm system has become no deterrence. Where do we start the course correction?
Afrida, these bikers, especially the delivery boys, they are not breaking the rules. I just want to correct myself and all the society. Their companies, they are forcing them to deliver the material within 10 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yes, that's what I meant. They are working against time, racing against time to make a delivery because they have to meet the deadline. Go ahead, sir.
So, and before that, if you remember when Dhoom movies was basically started around 10, 15 years back, then Mumbai City Police Commissioner has demanded the ban on this movie because in Mumbai there were several accidents and deaths on Mumbai's roads. So this is a psychological impact when you are saying like if Ashish is performing some stunts and racing kind of things, and posting the videos on this Facebook or somewhere on social media, we are having one rule: till the moment, that is the Ministry of IND, till the moment there is no demand of the story, you cannot portray the violation of traffic rules, and this is a criminal offense too. So even as you are saying about the disclaimer, no, it is not smoking, it is not drinking. Drinking is not a public offense or the criminal offense. Smoking is not a criminal offense. So disclaimer must not be there. No rebate for such advertisements or such promotions. So to be very frank, this rule must be followed, and I think censor board that censor board must take the cognizance about this, about the implementation of this, because they are having the power to implement the guidelines fixed by the Ministry of I and B.
I would
Yes,
also add, I'm completely out of time, I would also add, since you pointed this out earlier, that law enforcement has a responsibility, parents have a responsibility too. Ashish Jha, quick response to what we just heard before I wind up.
Actually, there is a solution to it. That is what I believe in. That is the solution. The proper solution to this is educating your people. Educating the people around you is the only thing that we can do. There is nothing else. Telling the censor board not to shoot that kind of scenes and not put it on movie is not a solution. That is what I particularly believe in. The thing is, there is kind of social media kind of thing. They want attention. They want that kind of things on social media. Because of that, they do it. And being a professional athlete is something else. That is what I believe in. And that is what we must educate whenever I perform, whenever I do shows, whenever I do that kind of things. Performing in, at an enclosed space, I try to educate the crowd out there. So the disclaimer that you were telling about, I do that kind of stuff at that place also. So that is what I believe.
Let me just reiterate then, what we are showing you here are stunts being performed by professionals, should not be imitated under any circumstances. Thank you so much for joining us. Ashish Jha and Anurag Kulshrestha, thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
Let's take a short break here.